I used to think failure was the ultimate nightmare. I was completely wrong. The most terrifying pain you will ever feel is waking up 5 years from today and realizing you haven't changed at all. Let me share a brutal secret that will shatter your reality. Think about the most painful feeling in the human experience. It is not failure. It is not rejection. The most terrifying pain is waking up 5 or 10 years from now, looking in the mirror and realizing you are in the exact same place. You still have the same goals, the same dreams, and the exact same excuses. You lived your entire life waiting for a feeling that never came, and your potential quietly faded away. Welcome back to Glaze English, gentlemen. If you want to escape that trap and build a mindset that actually changes your life, please hit the subscribe button right now to support the channel. It gives me the deep motivation to keep creating these powerful lessons for you. Now, let us talk about the biggest lie we tell ourselves every single day. We tell ourselves that we need to feel ready. We look at our goals, whether it is mastering a new language, improving our physical health, or advancing in our careers, and we say we will start tomorrow. We say we just need a little more motivation. We wait for the right mood. We wait for the perfect morning. We wait for everything to be easy. But I want to share a raw truth with you from my own personal journey. I made a promise to myself to start uploading one video every single day starting on January the 18th. On day 1, I felt incredible. I was full of fire, excitement, and pure motivation. But let me tell you what happened very quickly. That fire died. I woke up tired. My mind felt heavy. I did not want to write a script. I did not want to record. I just wanted to relax. If I had listened to my feelings in that moment, I would have stopped completely. I would have failed my own promise. This is the exact moment where successful people separate themselves from everyone else. They do not wait for the fire to come back. They take a step forward, even when it is dark and cold. You must deeply understand that motivation is just an emotion, and emotions are completely unreliable. Some days you wake up feeling like you can conquer the world. Other days you wake up feeling defeated before you even step out of bed. If your daily actions depend on how you feel on a random Tuesday morning, your results will always be unstable. Discipline is not an emotion. Discipline is a firm decision. We have the formula entirely backward. We falsely believe that we need to feel motivated to take action. But the reality of human psychology is that action creates motivation. The absolute hardest part of any task is just starting. When you force yourself to sit down and work for just 5 minutes, even when you hate it, your internal energy begins to shift. The laziness starts to fade. You build momentum by moving, not by waiting on the couch. So, I want you to think about this as we continue. What if we completely stop asking ourselves if we are in the mood, and simply start asking if the action is necessary for our future? So, if action is what actually creates our motivation, how do we force ourselves to take that first step when our minds are screaming at us to stop? We have to stop relying on raw willpower. For a long time, I thought my main problem was just that I was mentally weak. I would finish a long, exhausting shift analyzing technical processes at the plant, come home, and tell myself I was going to practice my English speaking for just 1 hour. But almost every single night, I failed. I felt terrible about it. I realized later that willpower is exactly like the battery in your phone. Every single choice you make during the day, every problem you solve, slowly drains it. By the time you get home, your decision battery is completely dead. This is called decision fatigue. When your mind is tired, your brain will naturally choose the easiest, most comfortable option available, which is usually collapsing on the bed and doing absolutely nothing. To beat this invisible enemy, we have to build systems that do not require us to make choices at all. We need to create what I call non-negotiable habits. These are tiny, absolute rules in your life that are completely immune to your emotions. You never debate them. For me, building these was incredibly hard at first. I would constantly negotiate with myself in my head, saying I could just sleep 10 more minutes or practice my vocabulary tomorrow instead. But I learned that every single time I negotiated, I lost a little bit of respect for myself. You have to remove the internal debate. Decide right now on one simple rule. Maybe it is reading 5 pages of a book every morning, or practicing your pronunciation for 10 minutes right after you brush your teeth. You do it no matter how tired you are. You do it without thinking. But even with strict rules, there is a hidden force that controls us without us even knowing it. That force is our physical environment. I used to get so frustrated with myself for losing focus while trying to write these video scripts. I truly thought I lacked discipline. Then, one day, I had a sudden, quiet realization. I did not lack focus. My phone was sitting right next to my keyboard, flashing with bright notifications every 2 minutes. Your environment is infinitely stronger than your willpower. You cannot expect to do deep, focused work if your desk is full of distractions. We need to redesign the spaces around us so that the right choice is automatic and the wrong choice is painfully difficult. If you want to wake up early, put your alarm clock on the opposite side of the room so you have to physically stand up to turn it off. Make your bad habits incredibly inconvenient. If you want to read more, put the book directly on your pillow. Let your surroundings do the heavy lifting for you. When you control your space, discipline simply becomes the natural path forward. But even with the perfect environment and strict rules, there is a brutal reality we still have to face. Doing the actual work is always going to be intensely uncomfortable. Let us have a completely honest conversation about pain and internal resistance. It simply sucks. Waking up at 5 in the morning when the room is dark and your bed is warm is universally uncomfortable. Sitting down to study after a long, exhausting day of work is mentally painful. Pushing your limits when your body is already tired feels like an absolute punishment. I know this heavy feeling deeply. For a very long time, I used to think that because the work felt so incredibly hard, it meant I was doing something wrong, or that I just was not meant to achieve my goals. I honestly believed that successful people somehow magically enjoyed the suffering. But that is a complete illusion. The undeniable truth is that our brains are biologically wired to avoid discomfort at all costs. Your brain is a survival machine. It wants safety. It desperately wants to conserve energy. It wants you to stay exactly where you are, resting peacefully in your comfortable little bubble. But we have to realize something profound together on this journey. True growth only exists outside of that safe zone. If you always choose what is easy, you will never change your life. We need to completely reframe how we look at mental and physical discomfort. When you sit at your desk and you feel that heavy, sinking pressure in your chest, that strong urge to just give up and watch a video, that is not a red light telling you to stop. That discomfort is the physical sensation of your mind expanding. It is the exact feeling of your old, lazy self slowly dying. To master this necessary discomfort, we have to become absolutely ruthless about killing our favorite excuses. We all have a menu of lies we choose from. I am just too tired today. I do not have enough free time right now. I will start fresh tomorrow when I am less stressed. I used to repeat these exact phrases to myself every single night. They sound incredibly reasonable in the moment, do they not? But if we look closely, these excuses are nothing more than emotional shields. They are carefully crafted lies we tell ourselves to protect our fragile ego from the harsh reality of our own inaction. Every single time we use an excuse, we are aggressively defending our right to stay average. The exact moment you allow an excuse to win the argument in your head, you lose something incredibly valuable: your own self-respect. Think about how it feels when a close friend repeatedly breaks a promise to you. You eventually stop trusting them. Why do we think it works any differently when we break promises to ourselves? Every time you kill an excuse and force yourself to do the hard thing anyway, you take your power back. You build massive, unshakable self-respect quietly, in the dark, when nobody else is watching. Taking absolute ownership of your pain and your actions is the only true way to build a character that simply cannot be broken. When we finally stop defending our excuses and start building that deep internal respect, we uncover the absolute biggest misunderstanding about what discipline actually means. For the longest time, I looked at highly disciplined people and honestly felt a little sorry for them. I thought they were just making themselves suffer. We look at someone who wakes up before the sun, works relentlessly on their projects, or studies a new language late into the night, and we think it is a harsh form of self-punishment. We wonder why they are willingly removing all the relaxation and joy from their daily lives. But I have realized on this journey that we have this completely backward. Discipline is not a punishment at all. It is actually the highest, most genuine form of self-love that exists. Think about how modern society constantly sells us the idea of self-care. We are told that taking care of ourselves means taking it easy, eating whatever we want, scrolling through our phones for hours, and avoiding hard work because we simply deserve a break. But let me be completely honest with you. That is not love. That is toxic comfort. Comfort feels incredibly good in the present second, but it creates a massive amount of anxiety, stress, and deep regret for your future. If you truly love a child, you do not let them eat garbage for every meal and skip school, because you know it will completely ruin their potential. Why do we treat our own lives any differently? Sometimes, truly loving yourself means acting like the strict parent to your own mind. It means looking at the cheap, immediate pleasure and firmly saying no. When you force yourself to sit down and work on your goals instead of sleeping in, you are fiercely protecting your future self. You are looking in the mirror and saying that you deserve a life so much better than the one you have right now, and you absolutely refuse to let yourself stay weak. To make this lifestyle sustainable, we have to completely change what our brain craves. We have to become hopelessly addicted to progress instead of being addicted to comfort. Right now, your brain is used to getting a fast, cheap reward from doing absolutely nothing. We must rewire that completely. At first, choosing progress is painful. Working, reading, or practicing feels incredibly frustrating. But when you push through that heavy frustration and you finally complete the hard task, something magical shifts in your mind. You look at the effort you just put in, and you feel a surge of pure, earned satisfaction. You feel powerful. You feel like you are finally holding the steering wheel of your own destiny. That feeling of real, earned pride is highly addictive. Once you truly taste it, the cheap comfort of sitting on the couch starts to feel empty and depressing. You begin to crave the beautiful struggle of getting just a little bit better every single day. I want you to pause right now and vividly imagine yourself exactly 5 years from today. Picture that future version of you looking back at the choices you are making in this exact moment. If you continue giving in to that toxic comfort, where will you be? Your dreams will still just be dreams. Your abilities will be exactly the same, and the heavy weight of regret will crush you. Would that future person thank you for taking it easy today? Absolutely not. They would be completely heartbroken. Discipline is not a prison. It is a precious gift you carefully wrap today so that your future self can open it and live a beautiful, proud life. When we finally give that precious gift of discipline to our future selves, we cross a beautiful, invisible line in our lives. At the very beginning of this journey, everything feels incredibly forced. Every single morning is a heavy battle against your own mind. You feel like someone who is just pretending, pushing a massive stone up a steep mountain. But if you refuse to quit, if you stay consistent through the hardest days, a profound transformation occurs. The heavy lifting stops feeling so impossible. Discipline slowly stops being an exhausting action you have to force, and it quietly becomes your actual identity. You stop saying that you are trying to be disciplined, and you finally look in the mirror and realize that you simply are a disciplined person. This is the exact moment you become truly unbreakable. I need you to deeply understand what being unbreakable actually means. It does not mean you turn into a cold machine. It does not mean you never feel exhaustion, sadness, or deep doubt. I feel those heavy emotions constantly in my own life. Being unbreakable simply means those passing feelings no longer have the power to control your daily actions. An undisciplined person lets their mood drive their life. If they feel tired or bored, they pull over and stop. But an unbreakable person puts their promises in the driver's seat. You still feel the intense fatigue, but you keep moving forward anyway. You learn to bend gracefully under the massive pressure of reality, but you absolutely refuse to break. Life is always going to throw chaos at us. There will be brutal failures, incredibly long days, and moments when everything feels completely crushing. If you rely on a temporary mood, those hard days will completely destroy your progress. But if you wear the quiet, steady armor of daily discipline, those exact challenges will only make you stronger. You will develop a rare, dangerous confidence because you finally know that you can trust your own word. That deep self-trust is the ultimate freedom we are all searching for. We are not just listening to a motivational speech today. We are making a permanent choice about exactly who we are going to be. Let us stop negotiating with our own potential. If this message hit your heart today, and if you are ready to build this unbreakable mindset right alongside me, please hit that subscribe button. Join me here at Glaze English and let us choose true freedom tomorrow by choosing absolute discipline today. Let us bring all of this together. We have talked about the dangerous illusion of motivation, the invisible power of our environment, the heavy weight of our own excuses, and the beautiful truth that discipline is actually the highest form of self-love. The deepest lesson I have taken away from this entire journey is a hard reality to accept. Nobody is coming to save us. Nobody is going to magically grant us the ability to speak fluently, build a successful project, or hand us the life we dream about. We are the only ones holding the pen to our own story. The pain of discipline feels heavy today, but the pain of looking back at a wasted life is a crushing burden you will have to carry forever. Motivation will always abandon you when the sky gets dark, but the quiet strength of discipline will carry you entirely through the storm. If we want to apply this philosophy to our lives right now, today, we have to start incredibly small. Do not try to rewrite your entire life by tomorrow morning. Choose just one specific area. If you are here on this channel because you want to master your speaking skills and finally feel confident, you must stop waiting for the perfect, energetic mood to study. Tonight, when you are completely exhausted from your daily work, when your brain is foggy and you just want to lie down, I want you to sit at your desk and practice speaking out loud for just 10 solid minutes. Do not negotiate with your tired mind. Do not look at your phone. Just do the hard work. When you keep that one tiny, uncomfortable promise to yourself tonight, you are laying the very first brick of an unbreakable foundation. You are proving to yourself that you are finally in control. Now, I want to ask you a simple question, and I want you to be completely honest with yourself. What is one small, non-negotiable habit you are going to commit to starting today, no matter how tired you feel? Please share your goal down in the comments section below so we can all read them, hold each other accountable, and draw real strength from each other's journeys. And if this video gave you the mental push you needed today, please hit that subscribe button. Your support gives me the absolute drive to keep showing up every day to create more powerful lessons for us to grow together. Thank you for walking this path with me, and I will see you in the next one.